Hello everyone, I'm Daisy from InovarTech. Today I'm excited to give you a demo of how test automation can be achieved without writing a single line of code. With our tool InovarAssure, you can achieve complete automation just by filling up an Excel sheet. Sounds interesting? So without further ado, let's look at a demo which automates ServiceNow login scenario. This data sheet contains several key columns. First column page defines the specific page we're automating, such as the login page, home page, or dashboard. In the second column, a detailed description of the validation we want to perform. For example, checking if the username label is displayed correctly. Control type defines the type of UI element we're interacting with, like a button, text box, label, or dropdown. Attribute value column contains the XPath or CSS selector used to identify and locate the element on the web page. In control action, we define the specific action we want to perform on the element, like clicking a button, entering text, or selecting an option. Control action is dependent on control type. Control value contains the value which we are inputting to the application. For opening an application, we provide a URL here if you want to log into an application. We have two types of validations options. In partial assertion scenario, if the test fails, the script will continue executing. Whereas in mandatory assertion, if the test fails, the execution stops immediately. Needs execution by default is yes, and you can select no if you want to skip in test case. Screenshots by default selected as no, and you can choose yes to capture screenshots during execution, which is very helpful for bug tracking and reporting. Now let's begin with automating the ServiceNow login page. The first step is to load the login page. In the test data sheet, we'll specify the page name as login page. The control type for this action is web page, and the control action is to load the URL. We can provide the URL in test parameters sheet and can link to the data sheet. This means that if the URL changes in the future, we only need to update it in one place, and all related test cases will automatically use the updated URL. This saves time and reduces errors. Now that the page is loaded, we move on to validating the username label. Need to write the test case to validate the username. We select label as the control type because we're checking for text visibility, so you click on this and keep your mouse here. For validation, we choose a mandatory assertion. We select the screenshot option to capture. Next, let's automate the passing of username into the text box. We set the control type to text box. Now let's validate the password label. We select label as the control type. We must just change the index for the XPath, which is already used for username, as it is generic. And we apply a mandatory assertion. A screenshot is also captured. Now let's enter the pass inside password text box. The control type is text box again. In this demo, the password is entered directly into the script, but there are options to enter through secure text box or command prompt. Once the credentials are entered, the next step is to simulate clicking the login button. After clicking the login button, we add a short wait time to allow the dashboard to load fully. Now that everything is set up, it's time to execute the script. As the script runs, a new Chrome browser window opens automatically. The script performs all of the actions we've defined: loading the login page, validating labels, entering credentials, clicking the login button, and waiting for the dashboard to load. The automation process completes swiftly, and we generate 2 reports and images. We have mentioned screenshots, right? So these are the screenshots which was captured. So this can be used while we are logging the bugs or something. So otherwise, the screenshots are already available inside this HTML report. HTML report displays the test execution results, including the status of each test case, along with captured screenshots. So we have validated 2 test cases. So if you see, these are the test cases and this is the status. And if you see that duration was just 44 seconds to execute it. So login page execution took just 44 seconds to execute. This streamlined approach allows us to create the script in less than 3 minutes. Excel report lists all the test cases, their execution status, and any relevant details. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found this demo insightful.